Yeah.
Please go ahead,
Obviously, you
Vedant.
can start.
Can I start?
Please.
Yes.
Team 2 presents Art Rebooted by Aditi, Anushca, Nirvaan, and Vedant. Firstly, I have a question for you. Are you able to name an artist or any cultural artwork of India? Well, that's precisely the problem. Majority of people no longer take any interest in learning about cultural arts and traditions, so over time they have been forgotten. Many artists who are creating these cultural artworks are being denied of their talents. This has landed up leaving many artists jobless to sell their artworks on the side of roads, hoping for $1 to buy some food. This is the inspiration behind Art Rebooted. We plan to give these talented artists a chance to be on top. I'm now handing it over to Anushka to further explain the purpose of Art Rebooted.
Art Rebooted. As the name suggests, we reboot art from the hidden places of the world, right now starting from India. Our business starts with a website. We allow interested artists and customers to make their accounts on our website. We become the link between the work done by the artists and the customers. The hidden art will be available for sale to the customers exclusively on website and bring the hidden artists into light. But that's not it. Our website has an educational twist to it. Artists that are registered with us will host workshops showcasing their specialty to teach others who are interested. These workshops can happen either online or offline or even both. I would now like Vedant to carry on with the idea.
So, before going forward with our business plan, I would like to discuss the SDGs we are aiming to solve. SDG number one, no poverty. As art is declining, artists are finding it a lot difficult to sustain. So we provide them with a good income source. SDG number 8, decent work and economic growth. At Art Rebooted, we provide the artists with healthy work environment and we treat everyone equally. As we grow, we predict economic growth as well. Who doesn't like art? SDG number 13, climate change. As many of you will be aware, climate change is a big problem which threatens our future. Thus, we would like to bring to your attention that our business will be carbon neutral. We will have zero scope 1 and scope 2 emissions. And to reduce our scope 3 emissions further, we will be employing delivery companies which have zero carbon emissions. This will make our business more sustainable. Furthermore, we will be using eco-friendly packaging material. SDG number 4, quality education. As Anushka just said, we will be organizing workshops as well. These workshops will teach people to the techniques which these artists use. I would like to Nirvaan to carry it forward.
Our business strategy. Before setting up the website, we will approach the artists from rural places and ask them if they like our idea and want to partner with us. Then we will make our platform where these artists can sell their arts exclusively on our website, which would give them a wider range of customers. After 6 or so months, we will start advertising our platform by using the revenue gained from our partnered artists. We can focus on our channels like an app and social media accounts. After that, we would be able to host our workshops and tours about the lost crafts of India for some payments. As our platform grows, we will also start selling cultural Western arts and even cater to the international markets. Now I invite Vedant to introduce us to our customer segments.
Customer segment. Our main target market will be household, tourists, local businesses, and cafes. People who are interested in cultural history and wish to add some deco will be a huge part of our customer segment. Other than that, we will also be targeting art collectors. The age restriction for our business for our website will be 17 plus. As it will be visible on your screen, this is our lean canvas, and now we are open for questions.
I think this is your cue.
And now you can start asking questions.
Yeah, sure. If you allow me, Arvind and Vishnu.
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was a very crisp and a nice presentation, a very innovative idea. But a couple of questions that cropped up are you're saying that the work that you will do will pour into 4 of the SDGs, which is I think a huge number in terms of one pitch, because what I clearly see is that it is working clearly on income generation, but how is it affecting climate change? You had mentioned very clearly that this is going to impact the climate change SDG. So that's one. I think I'll just park all my questions in one go, or do you want to do like one-on-one?
You can give them time to answer. I want it to be as interactive as possible, if you
Sure.
guys don't
So
mind.
I
But
think,
otherwise, you are in the lead. You can decide to do however you want it.
Yeah, sure. So I think that was my first question. So the response to that.
So
Go ahead,
I would
Dee.
like to respond to that. Firstly, as you mentioned, yes, we are targeting 4 SDGs. One of them is we will be, as you know, that art is eradicating. You don't see artists that much, and art is dying slowly and slowly. Many people, they don't have other skills to rely on. Art is the only thing they can fall back on. So we are giving them, so that is for our first SDG, that we are eradicating poverty in these artists. Secondly, education. Yes, we will be providing education to people about art, these dying arts. And our fourth SDG and our third SDG was decent work and economic growth. Decent work, we will be providing the artists with a healthy environment where they are open to they can openly. I'm really sorry. They can openly criticize us. They can openly critique us, and also we will be dividing the profits fairly. We won't be charging much fees. As you know, websites like Etsy, they charge a 0.5% listing fee. That's the only. We won't even be charging that. The only fee we will be charging is the convenience fee, which will be 0.5% for any purchase under $50, and 1.5% for any purchase higher than that. And the fourth SDG was climate change. Like actually, our business, we don't have that many emissions, because we will just be running everything from the office. The only emissions we will be targeting are the emissions which are produced by the delivery vehicles. So as I read on the internet, companies like DHL and Blue Star, they provide emission-free deliveries. So that will help us cut our scope 3 emissions. Yeah.
Okay, sure. The second question is that what I understood is that this is more of a demand supply kind of a model which you have thought of, where, okay, India is having certain sectors of art and it should be given platform internationally or to people who want to buy stuff that India or artists of India produce. But have you also thought about not just a bottom up, but a top down approach? There might be, chances that there are certain art or which are much more in demand abroad, which India produces, but we do not even know that demand for certain art exists. So in the model, when you thought, did you keep space for anything which had to deal with, a top-down approach rather than just a bottom-up?
So initially, we started with taking something which is hidden, because art is like dead. That question which we picked up from the starting, that literally, like when we had a discussion with Ishnur sir also, he told us to take a name of one artist, and I had only Van Gogh in mind, no one else. So that's why we started by aiming on these hidden places first. Yes, what you're talking about can be something we add in our website in the future.
Okay, sure. You have also mentioned that you need 6 months for this idea to be viable and profitable. So is there a calculated timing with which you have made this prediction, or this is just something that you think will require, a particular number of months? Because, to break even, it might take some time, but for an idea to become profitable is something which is actually bases the premise of a good idea. So how did you come up with this duration of 6 months, so as to say?
We started with saying that when we would start selling the artworks, we would start small and then build up on the other advertising. So we would start with the workshops first. That would be our first revenue stream. And then after that, we would start building on it and we would start advertising and then selling more, like internationally, and selling other artworks from other countries, like Western artworks. So the 6-month period was just when we start getting ourselves known enough. Then we start with the revenue that we have, we start advertising ourselves even more. So that was just the time frame.
Okay. And 2 more questions, but I'll kind of club them. One, when I was looking at your target audience, there was no specific area where you were trying to target any art connoisseurs, because we know that internationally a lot of people exist who have interests specifically in collecting art, or maybe tying up with some international museums or places of art which could promote your work. So have you thought about those ideas? That is one. And the second question is about giving an interface to the artists. So a lot of times these artists, they are regional, or they come from tribal areas or from very remote areas, and they might not even know the languages of communication with the international buyers. So will there be any kind of platforms which will provide them those kind of exposure or interaction with their buyers?
To answer your question, like you said, that we can partner with the art museums. That is actually on our lean canvas. As you can see here, art museums, it's over there. So other than that, the tribal answer, I think anyone else can go for it. Aditi, perhaps.
I'll go for that. First of all, I would like to say that it was a very solid point, and it was a bit weak on our part that we did not come to think of that. But we did have one idea in the solution part where you can see, and in the business strategy, the very first point, that we will be interacting with the artist ourselves, because computer languages and all are going advanced. And then with your question, in the future, we can actually add something which helps this take to an international level.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I think I'm done with my set of fire question round. I would hand it over to Judge number.
Yeah, I think you stopped at quite a nice sweet midpoint, which is like 7 minutes and 10 seconds. So that's quite nice.
Sure.
I think the floor is yours, Arvind. You can go ahead and ask whatever questions are left.
Thank you, Shnu. In fact, is it audible?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a very concise presentation indeed. Coming to the presentation and some of the questions I have listed down. In fact, so in the very initial part of the discussion in the presentation, the team actually highlighted the to bring back the artwork which is actually dying in India. I think, although there have been constant efforts by the government of India to actually revive the old art forms. The first question to the team, in fact. So, can you please list down some of the artwork which is almost at the verge of dying or almost died? Is some kind of homework being done from your side? Which artwork are in danger right now?
Actually, if you see, sure, there are classical artworks which you know of, but for example, I can list a few, which is actually we have the photos in here also. Some of them are, sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So actually, yes, we did list some artworks which are actually dead. Some of them are Decani paintings, the Tanjore paintings. They are also mentioned in our slides. Like we have added those paintings over there. So these are some examples. The only classical artworks which, let's say, the education system focuses on is the worldly paintings, and you already know about those. So yes,
Mhm.
these are some of the examples. We have more. Like for example, Pata Chitra paintings, Madhubani paintings. You must know of the Mughal. There is actually Mughal painting. It is a specific genre of paintings, the Mughal paintings and the Rajasthani paintings. So yes, and
Okay.
actually to show
So
you, this is Madhubani painting, and this is an example of Tanjore painting. Other than that, we also had another, yes, the Mughal Indian painting. So yes.
okay. So I think it's a kind of a homework is done. In fact, just to check the validity of the the concept. Actually, we are going to pitch it. So the next question, actually, so since we are talking about the the art and the art from the India, in fact, the kind of diversity we have in the Indian culture, precisely when we talk about the art form. Uh, I'm not sure how the business strategies is being done from your side, as is there was in the discussion that the 6 months plan over there. Have you specified any geography where we are going to start to take this work ahead, or it will be pan-India program?
For now, I think it can always be pan-India because we have a lot of slum areas in India, which for
Okay,
sure have their hidden art. We can
okay.
also include their sculpture work where we have basket weaving and stuff. But if we as a team had to choose from one place to start from,
Mhm,
I would like to
mhm.
pick up Rajasthan because the culture and
Okay.
the art is very deep, as we showed you in the I'm sorry, in the previous slides as well. The colors are very rich, the art is very deep, it looks very beautiful. So we as a team
Mhm.
would like to start from there, but the thing can go pan India very easily.
So yeah, the same the next question which is linked to the, so what would be the strategy to actually going pan India? Have you listed down the number of the artists spanned all across the country, or what would be the mechanism? I'm just curious to know about that.
We would approach like if we want to start in Rajasthan, we would approach the local artists that are in Rajasthan, and we would ask them if they would like to partner up with us. And once they partner up with us, we sell their artworks exclusively on our website. And then from there, they can start getting their revenue in as well. So they first have to partner with us once we go to those local areas.
Supposedly I'm one of the artists from one of the areas of Rajasthan, and you come across me, and I don't find it suitable to be a partner with the company or with the startup. So how we are going to actually influence the artist? What would be the USP of our project? We are going to take it up.
If I'm not wrong, you're asking how we're going to advertise or convince an artist to join us?
Yeah, that's
We would
First,
basically, if they, okay, Nirvaan, you can go.
yeah. Please.
we'll tell the artists that we are making a platform and that they can sell their art like worldwide from there, not worldwide, but to many other customers. So first, their range will be increased, so they'll be able to sell more of their art pieces to more people, and they'll have more exposure. So that would like influence them to
Now,
take it.
okay. So the very next question to this, in fact, I've listed down. So have you calculated? Suppose, for example, if I allow myself to join your company, your startup, so what would be the amount I'm taking home by selling one piece of artwork to your company or through your platform? What would be the margin? What would be the profit
So
margin? Hmm.
the profit margin for you will be a lot because we won't be charging that much, and also like you will be earning what the amount at which you are selling, because like for example you have a $20 painting, right? So if we will be taking the 0.5% of that and the
So
rest goes to you.
$20 means in Indian rupee, what would be the $20?
Yes, just a sec.
I'm right. I'm from Rajasthan. I don't understand dollars and
So
euros.
it's 15. Let's say the painting is for 1,500 rupees.
Okay,
So
1,500 rupees. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, if we take the 300 of we actually 300 is a lot. So yes, we will be taking 300 of that 1,500, and the rest goes to you. The 1,200 rupees is yours. There is nothing else that we will be charging.
So out of 1,500, 1,200 rupees would be mine.
Yeah. So, जैसे for example, these 300 rupees which we get, these will go for. Actually, I think I did the math wrong. Just a second.
Please take your time, not in a hurry.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's 30 rupees which we will get. So, yes, that we will only get 30 rupees from it. So that's why we were thinking that first we will go local, and once we have gathered enough, because locally we can do the deliveries on our own. We won't be requiring anything like a deliveries, a specific partner for that. So yes.
I think so. I've just calculated down. So out of 1,500, if I take 1,200, it means I'm taking 80% of the cost of the MRP. I think
No,
that's
as
what
I
you're.
told you, as, as I told you that math was wrong. That was basically for 20% if we will take that. If we will take
Yeah,
20%.
yes, exactly. You're taking 20%, and and I'm taking 80% of
Yes.
the total cost.
I did the
Okay.
math wrong. The correct math I did right now. So that comes out to be you will be taking approximately 1,450 rupees, something like that. That's still not perfect. Actually, we didn't get to calculate something. So yeah, that is one of the
Okay.
points which are
So,
lacking.
yeah. So the very next question to this, in fact, so you're taking 20%. Supposedly, you're taking 20% of the total cost. I'm taking 80%. Quite a good amount. I'm taking. Without doing much, hard work. Just other than the artwork which I'm doing. So, out of 20%, what would be the profit of the company?
That would, if you
How
will
would you
take
survive?
in, see, that's what I'm saying. That if we even if we take 20%, that profit
Mm-hmm.
margin won't be much. So that's why we require at least 6 months to build up some profit margin to organize workshops and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We,
So is it
I'm
there?
really sorry about this, but we don't have the math done right. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
That is one
Okay.
of our
So
flaws right now.
mapping is yet to be done. The 6 month mapping is yet to be done. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm done with these questions. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot to the judges, and thanks a lot for team 2. I think you guys handled some very difficult questions quite impressively well. Just to give a heads up, specific thing, and we have right now students from 9th to 12th, mostly 9th and 11th graders, and they're from a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different ambitions. So what we're kind of judging here is like how well they're bringing together the idea and how much they're visualizing the whole value chain, and like do they understand what is good about their idea, and do they understand what is still lacking in the idea. The cost structure and revenue streams, please ask them the questions, because that will help you gauge how well they've thought about their whole business ideas, but we're not expecting them to do the math. That hasn't been part of the course.
So just to add on one if any kind of help is required, to map the costing structure, almost been there 6 months more. I know we are doing, the same thing in our own business, what with the marketing strategy, what with the packaging, what with the design, the logo, logistics, each and everything. So if any help is required from any of the team members, most welcome.
That's so sweet. Thanks a lot, Arvind, for that. All right. With that, I think we have a nice conclusion to Team 2's presentation. Thanks a lot, Team 2. Vedant, you can stop sharing.